and welcome to episode 54 of Influence and Growth Mastery. Today, I have with me a very special friend, Moza-Bella. She is an international speaker. She's a certified 10X coach. She is a co-author of an Amazon bestseller, Powerful Female Immigrants. She is in the process of writing another book, and I'll let her speak to that here in just a minute. But Moza's passion is to help professional women get out of any underlying emotional distress, to feel loved, to feel happy, and to achieve the highest level of fulfillment and success. And one of the things that I have gotten to know about Moza is the life of luxury that she loves to live. And when I say the life of luxury, she's going to describe what that life is all about. And stay tuned. Don't leave, because it's not what you think you know about the life of luxury. Moza, I am so honored today to have you as a guest on my podcast.
So thrilled to be here and your guest. Oh my God. I was looking forward to this. And thank you for the nice introduction.
Well, I love to podcast. When I first started, I wasn't so sure I was going to enjoy it, but meeting with people like you have made it such an honor to do this and to be able to get the word and all of these talents out to market has just been an honor. And when I lay my head on the pillow at night and I think about where all these messages are going to go and how many people that it has the potential to help, I know that I'm doing the right thing whenever I think about that.
Yes, amazing. And you think about this. Like, the whole world is getting closer and closer, getting smaller, right? Because of the people like you, putting the messages out there, creating this platform so everybody can get together, so we can talk about things that matter, that's more relevant, and people can just use the information to better themselves and achieve whatever goals that they want to achieve. So, so thank you for doing this. Thank you for having me.
Well, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. So, Moza, I know that prior to, in my opinion, being the woman of luxury and an author, co-author, and going to be an author of two great books, you were in the medical field, if I remember correctly, before I got to know you, I guess going on 3 years now. And tell us a little bit about, going from the medical field to where you are now, because that's two totally different fields, and then maybe how those tie together.
Yes, absolutely. So that was a long time ago, right? So I started with my master's degree in business administration. So I worked in corporate, but then when 2008 hit, right, it just like I had to pivot. So I entered, I was looking into medical, going to doctorate. But then at that point, I could not afford to quit working totally and just devoted myself into the career for years. So I had to make the decision to go for nursing degree where I could work full time and went to school full time and get, the license and then the degree and things like that. So I could practice. And I did that for like 10 years. I mean, I am still registered. I'm still the registered nurse, and I am the health advocate for an organization. But we're not there to talk about it. What I'm saying is that for the past decade, I absolutely love being a nurse because I loved what I did, even when I worked full time, right? But then I had to trade my time for hours. And that's why I had to quit my job. It's not because I hated what I did. It's just that because I did not have my time freedom. right? And time is
Yes.
free, but it's priceless, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can
Mm-hmm.
we can use it, but we don't get to own it. And when we lost it,
Right. Good point.
it's gone forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I don't know if anybody out there that could relate to this, you go to work every day. I was driving to work every day, and I feel like, okay, well, I can do I gave it all out to all of my patients. And then I was just so looking forward to the one day that I could have my day off. And on my day off, I couldn't even have any energy to do anything. I was so depleted, couldn't do anything.
I get that.
And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I cannot. I mean, the money was good, but then I was like, I cannot live like this for the next 20 years or 30 years. I mean, this is not the quality of life that I was looking for, right? So I had to leave that job, and then I went into working for the government, right? Because I needed that time freedom. So in the government settings, I had more time freedom. I did not have to work weekends, right? So it was just a
Mm-hmm.
regular, very set schedule. But then I felt in my gut that I could do more, in the environment
Ah.
where, you get paid and you get a raise every 6 months, right? Regardless of
Mm-hmm.
your
Mm-hmm.
performance.
Yes.
Everybody is the
Yes.
same. And I'm like, yes, I want to do more, and I know that I can do more. Um, so that was the calling. That was the calling. And nowadays I do have, I have my time freedom. I still work very hard,
I love
just
it.
like you, Tanya, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that everybody on the call, how it is to work hard because you are so goal driven. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then you get to own your schedule. You schedule to do whatever you
Yes.
want, and you
Yes.
prioritize your schedule, right? And I get to spend time with the most amazing people. I don't feel obligated. I get to spend time with the people that I love spending time with. And, and we all want, what do we want in regards to financial freedom? The definition of financial freedom is you have no concerns about money. That's how I see it. I'm not thinking about like big
I
money,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
It's about if
Yes.
I want to go on a trip, if I want to do things for my family, if I want to take care of myself, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry if I'm going to have the money to pay for it or not. We just do it.
Right.
So to
Right.
me, that those are the important values for us to have the best quality of life, right? So you have your time freedom, you have the happiness in your heart, and you get to do whatever your heart desires for you to have
Mm-hmm.
the best quality of life. So yes, so I don't know. I'm sorry that was a long answer for your question.
No, there's so many good thoughts in that. So you mentioned, you went from working long hours, not being able to do what you wanted to do. You were depleted. I mean, you were probably tired, stressed, just no time for you. And then working in the government, you had weekends off and you were able to do some more things, but you probably still weren't able to give to the communities like you really wanted to give. But now, like you mentioned, you are able to spend time with the people that you want to spend time with. You can choose who you want to spend time with. The travel, you can choose where you want to go. Those decisions you're making yourself. Other people are not having to make those decisions for you, and you don't have a set agenda every day. The agenda is your agenda every day, which is phenomenal when you make these decisions. And you talk about, making good money, and it doesn't, I mean, when you first start your own business, it's not like you jump right in and you all of a sudden have mega freedom, all of a sudden you've got to work with people to understand the strategies that you have to implement so that you can get there. Kind of talk to us about that initial journey and that the passion that you do have and what you are doing with people to today to fulfill that love and that passion that you have for people.
Yes. Thank you, Tonya. So it has to start within you, right? So I remember when I was, driving to work, and then you just have those moments that you feel that, oh, there's a beautiful flower. Oh, I want to touch it. But then, you pass by it. And then, oh, there's a beautiful place. Oh, I want to stop by there and see it. But then you just pass by it. And then
that gives me chills.
And then another week, you go back and the flower is gone. That beautiful thing is gone. You know what I mean? Like things don't stay there forever. And you just feel that you missed it. And those I'm just talking about simple. How about your loved ones, right? I don't know if anyone out there have children. You miss those moments with your children, or you miss those moments with your elderly parents because, I'm going to go visit her or him, my parents, next week. But then next week you got involved with your children's, games and things like that with the activities. Oh, I'm going to go the week after. And then it just 1 week after another week. And then it will become months after months. And then how many times you really spend quality time with your loved ones, over a year. So so because I work in my field, so I have a lot of experiences like that. But, for the sake of our time here, I'm not going to, go into it. My point is that you got to find out what are the core values that are important to you, right? Only you know. There's some people, because I talk to a lot of women, some people, they just want to have a lot of money. I mean, they're not going to, spend the money a lot, but they want to have a lot of money in their bank account to make them feel secure. And that is the most important value in their life. I mean, that's what they're striving for, and that's fine. But some people are not like that. So only you know what you really want in your life, what is the most important thing to you. And then who you must become. It's not about who you want to be. It's not even about who you are right now, right? Because a lot of us, when we work in our field, we just look into all of the options within our space, but there are a lot out there. So it's not about the field or the industry that you are in defines who you are. It's about who you must become. And then you can step out of that comfort zone and look for information. We are so fortunate to live in the time that information is so available. You Google it, you YouTube it, everything is free out there. And it's very crowded, it's very noisy. So now it's our job to find the right information and apply to us. So that's the challenge, right? How do you define which is right or not right? Right? So that we just have to, find a mentor, find somebody that you can trust, and we can talk about it. But it has to start from you and what you really want to become, like who you must become in this life. The number one regret that people have on their deathbed is not living their dream. That's the number one regret. All over, regardless of your culture, regardless of your, nationalities, that's number one. They never had the chance to live their dream, to be who they truly are. So then I don't want, any of us to live that kind of life. So then when you have that drive, so you know that you no longer want to be here and you want to grow, you want to find out what is it, that potential, that who you must become. And then you find out what your talents are, your knowledge, right? So yes, I have my knowledge and my things, in business and in nursing and in, all of that. But then I don't have to work, as a nurse, taking care of patients directly, but I can go in other, adventures to use that knowledge to benefit people, just talking, very, subjectively in my case, but I'm sure that can apply to any other fields, and every single one of you. You all have your talents and knowledge, all of you, every single one of you. Find out what talents and skills that you have so that you can pursue that dream, that passion, And last but not least, find out if there's a demand in the society, right? Because, some of us may want something, but then it may not be the demand. So we have to pivot, right? But that's okay. But find out if there's a demand in our society. And if you have the marriage of the three components, you will be successful. You will be successful.
Yes. Yes.
So
most of that is so good. I think about, and maybe you can even speak to this, because, oftentimes I think of the middle-aged people who are in the job, who are thinking about leaving and start a position like you did, and me being a little bit older than you. And then I think about the people who then maybe are at retirement age, and they, in today's society, they lose their job due to cutbacks. Their position gets closed down. Their company completely closes because it didn't make it, or whatever the case may be. I'm seeing on social media all the time where people are posting they lost their job. And sometimes I reach out to those people, and sometimes, I may post to encourage, but, those people too, I think you speak to those people too, because they have skills, they have knowledge, they've spent their entire career working towards something. And if they aren't ready to retire, they don't have to retire. They don't have to go. I call it, I told a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours the other day, they don't have to go to the retirement chair. They can figure out, using their skills, their passion, their knowledge, and go do something important. And like you just said, that they can figure out in the marketplace if there is a market for their skill set. And if there is, find a mentor, do their research, and start consulting. There are so many consulting roles out there. There are a lot of coaches. There are a lot of consultants, but there's 8 billion people in this world, and we're not going to reach them all.
Yep.
There's no way we're going to reach them all. And we don't all coach and consult and train in the same thing either. We all have specific needs. We all have specific problems, and we all need different types of people speaking to our heart to help get us to where we need to be. And so, I think that what you're saying goes to the young, it goes to the middle age, it goes to the retirement age, it definitely goes to us women, but it can also go to men. And I mean, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but, I look at my father, who the week that he retired, Moza, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head. The week that he was going to retire, he found out he had Parkinson's disease. Not long after that, he found out he had rheumatoid arthritis. Not long after that, he couldn't even hardly walk anymore. My dad has not got to experience retirement. My dad has experienced illness. It's not been retirement because he's not got to go anywhere. He's not got to do anything. He has spent it in 4 walls of his bedroom, ill. And so, like you say, go be you, smell the roses, stop and look at the beautiful buildings, live a life of luxury.
So, yes, and your story, and your story touches my heart. And that is so common out there. We all have elderly parents, right? I lost my father And now I have
I
my
knew you
mom,
did.
and my mom
Yes.
is like 78. How many times do I get to see my mom before her last day, right? And they gave
Yes.
me this world. They gave me this world and who I am.
Yes.
And you know, people talking about retirement. I think as I go, you know, as I get older. So I think that most people, when you work, I myself included in the past, we were talking about retirement, is because mentally, emotionally, we disconnected with our current job. So we were looking forward to the day that we have our time freedom. And that's called retirement. However,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that, you know, if you can find something that is in alignment with your passion, with your skill set and your knowledge, right? And there is a great demand out there, because when there's a great demand, then whatever that you offer will be highly appreciated. Then every day
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be an exciting new day, because you do what
Mm-hmm.
absolutely in alignment with your inner self, right? So then you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
look for a retirement, because you love what you do and you get to do it at your own
Yes.
pace, right? You can do more, you can do less. Doesn't matter. If I love what I do, I work 20
Right.
days. I mean, 20 hours a day, you know, it sounds insane, but sometimes I do work 20 hours a day, but I absolutely love it, right? I absolutely love
Yes.
it. So yes, so you're absolutely right. Look for something that you can find. I mean, look for growth, because again, if
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I was listening to somebody, I mean, I forgot his name, but he was saying that, you know, he doesn't want to live forever. We're talking about longevity. He doesn't want to live forever,
Mm.
because if we know that there will be no end, then there will be no purpose of us getting up every morning and live the best of our day, right? We got to live like today is my last day.
It's our last
Yes.
day.
So if we know that it's gonna be like indefinite, then there will be no reason for us to feel that way. So I thought that it just blew my mind. And I think that is so true. That is so
Yeah.
true.
I'm processing that, but that
Right.
is
So we do
true.
not want to live forever. We know that we're gonna get, you know, one day is gonna be our last day.
To leave a
Right. And we
legacy.
don't know.
To
And
leave
we
a
don't know it's
legacy.
going to be,
Yeah.
10 days from now or 10 years from now. We don't have that control.
We don't
We
know.
don't know. So we have to choose how to live every day, and it's up to us. Right. And that's number one. And I believe in grow, like learn every day. So, on my YouTube, never stop learning and growing, so you can enjoy
Mm-hmm.
the luxury in you. You are the most luxurious product on this planet, not everybody
Mm-hmm.
else's. It's not something, worth 5,000 or 7,000 that you put on.
Yeah.
Okay, think about it. It's like an empty shell that you just put different colors on that shelf. No, I'm not talking about that. I know you, ladies and gentlemen who are listening. I know that you are a professional woman. You think about it like a mussel or an oyster, right? But then you open up, there's a beautiful pearl inside, and that's you, right? Our job is to make sure that you live that way, so that you are a luxurious
Yes.
product. So you
Yes.
got to make sure that your appearance, right? And you are treated that way. When you talk about luxury, yes, I want everybody to sit up front when you travel, right? Don't sit in the back, sit up front. Wherever you go, you dress beautifully so that you can sit up front and you treat it the way that you deserve. That's number one. But then, like something simple, you go to a grocery store, instead of pick up some ice cream. I mean, instead of pick up some ice cream for like, $2, get ice cream that is $10. Because why? You deserve it, and enjoy every
Mm-hmm.
bite of it. And that is a very luxurious experience that you get to enjoy, right? Luxurious to me, to experience. I encourage everybody to experience luxury in life. And those are the moments that only you experience your own feelings. Nobody experiences
Mm-hmm.
it for you, right? And it's the moment of enjoyment. then you feel good about yourself as a professional woman. And I'm speaking about the professional woman.
Mm-hmm.
And when I worked as a nurse, I knew that and as women too, I mean, we all nurses, you take care of other people before taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
You always take
Mm-hmm.
care of others. And people will say, oh, great, we're appreciative of you. But when did you get to enjoy yourself and to take care of yourself
Absolutely.
and treat yourself as a regal woman? Nobody else going to do that for you. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
like this is a crowded place. If people do not give you a stage to speak or to shine, then you get to create that stage for yourself. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you touch on doing
Mm-hmm.
something about consulting. Yes, that is so true. Because it's not about how much do you know, but it's about how you connect to each person. Right?
Yes.
You touch that person's
Mm-hmm.
soul and they just trust you, and that's how we have that relationship. So yes, go ahead, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lot of people very successful in network marketing. Maybe not for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but who actually, if that's their calling, they're very successful with it. So a lot of options out there. That's what I'm saying. A lot of options out there. And we're
Mm-hmm.
so fortunate that we live in this, time that everything
Mm-hmm.
is so available to us. It's the abundance,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not scarcity, but abundance.
Right. Well, I can honestly say that I have not taken care of myself over the years like I should. I am realizing who I am. I've always been confident, but I am more confident now than I've ever been. And I'm realizing what I do deserve because of who I am.
Absolutely.
And, it's so important. And when you do as mothers, we take care of the whole family.
Of course you do. Yes.
We do. And we deserve time for ourselves. And just like in business, we deserve to celebrate the wins and the accomplishments and the $10 ice cream.
Absolutely. Something so small. And thank you.
Something so
and thank
small.
you for saying that. I mean, I've seen women, right? So the husband would just say, okay, well, honey, I'm going to take you out to dinner, go to a very beautiful restaurant, right? So now, my lady would want to put something beautiful on, but then she'll be like, okay, I don't know how to dress myself that way. And then you go to a place that he would spend $500 on a dinner for the both of you. Then you look, you say, oh my gosh, I feel uncomfortable because, I don't know how to behave and how to act, which, silverware that I need to pick, how many, so many glasses on, like in front of my seat, things like that. Right. And that's why for that,
Speak to that.
For that very reason. So that's why I wrote my book, because I am in the process of this book. And this book is about you and it's for you, my ladies. It's about you as a professional woman. You work so hard. You have the money. It's just that you never wanted to spend the money for yourself. But now when you decide that, yes, like you just said, Tonya, now, okay, so I claim it. I'm going to go and enjoy the luxury that life has to offer. And why is it that it belongs? I mean, somebody else can deserve to enjoy it and not me, right? I am just equally, beautiful and deserving. That's right. So then you go in those, so then I will write all of the travel etiquettes and the etiquette guidance, right?
So good.
What you should do from A to Z, right? And what you should avoid, right? From the living room to the ballroom, right? From air travel to a private jet. And I combined all of that due to my research, due to my mentoring program, and due to my travel, personal and professional experience. I'm traveling a lot of countries, and I've been, yes. So you will see all of that in the book. I don't want to talk much about myself, but I'm very fortunate to experience that. And I will tell you in the book very honestly of those moments that I feel embarrassed because I didn't know, because nobody showed me how to behave at a diplomatic dinner. I didn't know. And I don't want anybody to have that embarrassment, because when you are in the room dressed up as a classy, elegant, sophisticated woman, you will have that confidence. You walk in the room like you own it. And then you will take that conversation to the next level, ladies, right?
Yes.
And that would open to a lot of opportunities in life, in your professional endeavor, whatever. But that's the whole experience. And then that book is going to be for you. So I'm going to do some pre-sale, starting next week. And I'm so excited about this book. And I will let you see at some point I'm going to share with you the cover.
I'm excited. I am so excited. I want that book. Number one, I want that book. We, my staff, back when I was in corporate, we taught an etiquette course. We had a training course that we taught because we traveled a lot. And we had a bunch of our mentors on the road as we were buying banks. And, so many people didn't know etiquette. And we were taking guests of the banks that we purchased out to eat. And so we were like, our employees need to know etiquette to turn around and take these newbies out to eat, because we didn't want them to be embarrassed, nor did we want them embarrassing us. And so we felt it was very important to teach them travel etiquette and dinner etiquette and all of these things. Dress for success. That was the name of one of the courses. And it was so important. And the employees loved it because it was helping them escalate their presence. And
that's right.
Yes,
and
it's so needed.
Tonya, when you walk into the room, like, you just shine. I mean, your spirit. And that's another thing. Yes, you dress very elegantly, right? And that is the presence about you. But then the inside, your spirit, it shows. So it has to be together. You cannot, absolutely. Anybody can say that about you. So then you can't just be, it's not about an empty shell. That's what I'm saying. It's about your knowledge and your spirit. So that your spirit is positive and pure, and you care for others. And then when you speak, you have the knowledge to share. And that is the whole luxury in you that needs to be discovered, right? And that's what I'm talking about. And I think, this would be something, and this is my vision though, think about, kids nowadays, right? 13, 14, 15. That would be a great conversation. I think the mother can talk to the daughters, right? Don't you think so, Tonya? I mean, I don't have daughters, but I think that I would love to start that conversation with them if I had one, or have, daughters. I would love to have that conversation with them when they were young. So they think of them as ladies, and they would demand to be treated as such, right? Because we want them to, it depends. I mean, some people may not, embrace my belief, but that's what I believe. I believe in, you dress modestly, appropriately, right? Mannerism, proper mannerism, right? Being an elegant, sophisticated lady. So that's
absolutely. I love that. I have a vision, and I shared it. It actually came out not too long ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago on social media, it came out. So because it came out on social media, I'm not afraid to talk about it on this podcast. But I have this vision, this second passion and desire at some point in the future. And I've talked to a few people about it, but to start something for traumatized kids. And I've been connecting with others that have been traumatized and they've been through some type of abuse, whether it's been marital abuse, it's been child abuse, through sexual abuse, through other types of abuse. And then you and I have a mutual connection who has been through abuse and is now ministering to abuse and is growing a huge platform there. And I've said it's within my 5-year goal, and it may be sooner than that, but I want to start I'm not sure if it's going to be a nonprofit entity or what that's going to look like yet, but I've been feeling some people out, but to take those children and teens and, to have the ability to be able to incorporate etiquette, because they're so troubled. And to be able to set them up for future success. I want them to be, some of them, they may never go on to college, and that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. They may start businesses at a very young age. I hope some of them do. I do. And I hope to play a huge part in that success, their healing, their success. And gosh, wouldn't it be phenomenal for you to have your books out in the hands of so many of those people, and it changed so many lives.
And then I would talk to them.
Oh, my goodness.
Talk to them, right? Because again, it has to start within them, because that will start with their self-image, self-confidence.
Yes, I think about that luxury that we just talked about for the women.
Yes, and that would be, start from you. And when you believe that you are the most luxurious product or being on this planet, and you present yourself very differently, right? So think of you as a pearl that is shining, yes. So those girls and all of us.
I love that analogy.
So we all go through life with a lot of, think about, it's an oyster on a mussel. Life somehow introduces a piece of sand or irritant into the body. It's so painful. But instead of being destroyed by that irritant, that clam or that mussel or that oyster decided to embrace it and make it stronger, make it something becomes so beautiful, right, for life.
Wow, that's powerful.
Us. That's in every single one of us. So that's why I'm so passionate about this. And this is not just, so it's a booklet, right? It's going to be beautifully designed, and you're going to see all of my heart goes into this one, and it's like a journal. So in the back of the book, right? Oh. So you're going to say, okay, so questions like, what is the intention of this adventure that you'd like to go to? Okay. It doesn't matter if you're going to go to have dinner with your friends or you go to Dubai, right? It doesn't matter, right? And if you fly first class the first time, or if you fly private the first time, and every single one of us should do that, by the way. And there's a way for us to do it. I'm just telling you that, it's so doable. Yes. Then write out, what's the intention? What experience that you experience, like your feeling, okay? And how do you summarize it, right? In a few sentences, right? And then who did you meet? Which conversation that sparked that inspiration in you, or something like that? So I will have that in the back. So it's you, and it's your life, and it's your journal, and you will record all of that with all of your feelings. Your feelings will be recorded, and that's going to be your experience, your life experience. So I am super excited about this. I put all my heart into this, and thank you for sharing this passion with me, Tonya. Thank you so much.
That is, I think while you said that, Moza, is so powerful, number one, but this past summer, I took my granddaughter and her best friend on vacation. And it was just like, it doesn't matter. We're not going to have an agenda. We're not going to have a budget. We're not going to have anything. We're just going to go and do. We're just going to go and do. It was the best time. And I booked on the flights there and back, I booked one first class seating for them because I wanted them to experience during this time frame that experience. And so they were so excited. And I told them, though, I said, now you do have to be somewhat quiet because you're going to be on there with professionals. OK, but I said, you get to tell them as many drinks as you want. I mean, you can have as many sodas, you can have as much water, you can have as much food, snacks, it's just, I wanted them to know that they were living the life of traveling in first class. And they were so excited, and they get on there and they take their shoes off and they're so excited, but they didn't eat a darn thing. They were so full. And I was a little bit disappointed because I wanted them to live it up, But just for them to have experienced it at such a young age, because so many people go through life and they never experience.
That's right.
First class,
but that memory will stay with them forever. Right?
Oh, it will.
Them forever.
It will.
You ask them, okay, so what's the one thing that you learned from that experience? So they learn, that's the lesson they learn, and they will, you'll be surprised of how those memories actually impacted their lives when they become adults. So that's wonderful. That's such a beautiful, wonderful gift that you gave them. Oh my gosh.
Well, I wanted them to have some memories like that. And that's why I do what I do. I want to do things like that with my kids, with my grandkids and with friends. I want to be able to go and just do things, even if it's one time. And that's what I want from my clients. And, and I know that's why you do what you do too. So most of this was so much fun, such a pleasure to number one, have a conversation with you, but number two, for the audience to hear what luxury means, to you and to me, and that it just starts with what's right in here in your heart, your passion, your knowledge, your skill set, and you don't have to have a PhD to go start a business.
Like I said, you start with what you love doing. And then, like I said, I always say that experience the freedom of luxury, because freedom is what we want, right? We want to have that control of whatever that we have control on our schedule, not time because we don't own it, but at least our schedule. And that's what we want. And we want to live, with fulfillment. When you're in alignment with your passion and what you do every day, then you have that fulfillment in your heart. And I truly want that for everybody that is listening on your podcast. And thank you so much for having me on your platform. It's such a wonderful time. And oh my gosh, I can talk about this all day with you.
No. I can too. Well, we definitely will have to do it again. But before we end, there very well may be, women, your audience is all women. Tell me and tell my audience if there are women who want to, number one, get their book in their hands, and I will share. You get links to me, you get all types of things to me, and I will be sure to share it on my social media platforms to help you get that out to the world. But share with the audience today, if they want to reach out to you, what is the best way? Is it Instagram? Is it, Facebook? Share with the world the best way to follow you.
Thank you. So it's Moza, Moza-Bella, Bella. And either .com. So .com would be my website, or you just look for that on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. So, and when you message me, you speak with me. Any of you ladies, like I used to have people that, my staff member helped me in that space. But now because of my connection with a lot of people, in those platforms, I want to make sure that it's personalized. So because I know them, so I want to make sure that I respond to them respectfully, in my way. And that takes a lot of time. But yes, reach out to me and DM me, send me a message. And the book is going to be a booklet. It's not going to be stories or novels. It's about very straight and direct points, what to do and what not to do in all, situations, in every situations. And you will have, a lot of pages, like 70 pages to write your own journals. So, and I will let you know and I will keep you posted with that. All right. Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. Your heart is so big. So big. I've always thought that.
That's all I have.
I know. And it is so big and it is so good. And so again, I thank you for being here. And for those of you that are listening, I want the entrepreneurs and the small business owners to know that I have created a Facebook group. For those of you that are interested, it's called Influence and Growth Mastery. Excuse me. So if you would like to join that free group, please go and look it up. I do want you to be an entrepreneur or a small business owner and to join. And I thank you for being here to listen to Moza today. Again, she is a great woman of excellence and of luxury. And until next time, we will see you soon. Right.